Hi everyone, it's Lillian here, and I think I'm setting a new record, second Facebook live in second day. But I promised I would show you how to make a slimline envelope or how to have an envelope for your slimline cards, either way. And so that's what I'm here for today. I had lots of positive response from the slimline cards yesterday, and some of you were wanting me to show how to make some of those other ones, so I might have to extend the slimline cards to next week as well. That being said, let's go down to my desk and take care. So let's see what's happening down here. First off, I have to get my phone and everything all lined up, and we're at a great angle here. It's a cloudy day today here, so we just aren't getting quite the sunshine that we often do, which is unfortunate, but we'll make the best of it. We've had a glorious fall, and we can't complain about anything that way. So here's the card we made yesterday. It was a Create With Me, and it's called a slimline card in that it's slim and it's long. When I first started making cards 150 years ago, I remember going into a place where they taught card making, and I said, how do we find envelopes for the size of card we have? And they looked at me and smiled, and they were very gracious, and they said, oh, you make the card fit the envelope, not the envelope fit the card. And so that was a very valuable lesson to learn, and I've been very thankful for that lesson along the way. But we're going to show a few exceptions today. But first of all, make the card fit the envelope. So I showed you yesterday that you can use what I would call a legal size envelope. I believe it's a number 10. You can use this size, and it will fit your slimline cards. So some slimline cards are a little slimmer than others. The first one I made was a little bit fatter. This was 4 inches wide here, whereas this is 3.5, but both would fit. Now 4 inches is the max to fit that kind of envelope. And there is a way to use to even dress up this envelope. You can stamp on it, but it doesn't feel that special texture-wise, but you can do something that I'm going to show actually more of in my 12 weeks of Christmas next week. So I hope you've signed up for my newsletter and are getting it. But what I did is I took this envelope and fastened some designer paper to the flap, and now it coordinates, and you'll have to wait till 12 weeks of Christmas to find out the card that goes with that. Now I also showed you this, and I made an envelope using paper from the same designer series paper stack. I made an envelope to match, so it's just like that, and it would match today's envelope as well. So I thought it would be good to make an envelope like this so you can see that you can make your own coordinating envelopes as well. So what you need is a piece of designer paper that is 9 1/8 inches by 11 inches. Now, if you don't like your eighth business, you can adjust things to suit you, but we're going to go with these measurements today. And then what we're going to do first off is score with the 9.5 at the top, score at 2 inches, and then 6 1/8, and then we'll turn it and we'll score at 1 1/4 and 10. So let's do that to begin with. So this is the same paper we used on yesterday's card, so it really coordinates. Let's bring in our paper trimmer, and we wanted it 9 1/8, so I need to pull out my arm. 9 1/8 by 11. So I want this one the 11, I think. So go 11 here. Cut that off. This would make a nice decorative strip for a card or something. So that's 11, and now we need 9 1/8 1/8. So there we go, halfway between 9 and 9 1/4. So now we've got this strip, and we're going to do something with this later, but let's just deal with this first. So now we said with the 9 1/8 at the top, we're going to score, make a little extra room here, score at 2 inches. So make sure I'm using my scoring tool now and not scoring blade, not the cutting. We just want that fold mark. And then also at 6 1/8. So there we go, right there. So we've got those two score lines, 2 and 6 1/8. Now we're going to do a quarter turn, and we're going to score at 1 1/4. So let's slide it in here, 1 1/4. Now I am going to bring in my pencil and just see here. Oh, see, I can't even see the score lines, but I can feel them. I'm going to make a mark here, and where's that one? Right here. And let's see how this goes. I'm not so sure this is going to work because it's so hard to see. So we're going to first off score at 1 1/4. And those of you who know that I really prefer to cut with my paper trimmer versus scissors, I am going to now, leaving it right in here, use the cutting blade and cut up to where that first fold was. And remember, these little marks on your cutting blade on the side tell you where your blade is. So I've done that. I want to take this blade up to the other end now and come down. Now I just have to find, yeah, oh, I can feel it more than I can see it. So sure you can't see it right now. But anyway, now I've got it like that. Now I want to slide it down to 10 inches. So 10 inches is right here. I want to first off score there. Oh, and I didn't make my marks. So let's feel. Oh, there's one here. And there's one here. There we go. So now I want to, oh, I don't know if I can see that or not. It's right here. Going to cut up to there. You could easily just do this with your scissors, and I might have been smarter to do that this time around just because it's so hard to see. But anyway, I'll live dangerously, and hopefully it was right. Designer paper sometimes is difficult to see your score lines on. So now I've got it like that. I'm going to bring in my scissors, my snips, and cut in on the fold line. And sometimes you have to do what I just did and actually do the fold so that you can see where the cutting line is. Yep. So cut there and there. And whoops, I cut too far there, but it'll still work. And here and here. It's okay. No one's going to know that I was doing a little creative cutting there, and there we go. So now that's garbage. We can take that out of the way. And I am actually going to do my folds now. So this would look gorgeous as well. So I have to decide if I want this on the inside or the outside. Do you know what? I think I'm going to put this on the outside just for a little variety. So I'm going to slide this, the fold this way, burnish with my bone folder. Do that. Then when they open up, the inside of the envelope is going to match the card and they'll see them together. That's my thinking. I have no idea. There's no right or wrong, as you know, so we'll just go with that. So before we do anything else, just so you can visually tell, it's going to close like this, and then the narrow end will get glued down, and this will be the top. Now, so that it closes nicely, we're going to take a little wedge out of here. So we're going to come in just a bit. It's like a tiniest of triangles. But what that does is it makes it so that it doesn't bind in here. We'll do that on this side as well. Should have turned it a little better, but you can see I'm not taking much at all. And I'm going to do these two as well. So what I've done, I'll review it once I've got the two little pieces, or the pieces out here. There we go. So when you're looking at this, I just took a wedge out or metered here and here and here. So those are the pieces that are going to overlap and form sort of the sleeve of the card. I just did the little wedges there. So now for the top and bottom here, I'm going to check to make sure it's not going to overhang at all in case I cut a little funny, and that looks just fine. So now I'm going to bring in the detailed trio punch. It's in the annual catalog, and I just want to round the flap corners. So I'm going to slide this in. There you can see the little guides here. Slide it in. Okay, nothing like, I can't get my head in here, so let's hope. There, I'll have to turn it this way, I think. Okay, slide it in that way. No, it's not. It's because this is, I know what I have to do. I have to fold that over. You can tell it's been a while since I've used it. Now let's try it again. This will be a much better result. So there, now if you ever have troubles, remember you have to get that other piece out of the way. So, doesn't that make it just look so finished? All right, this end we're going to do the same thing. Now that we're working properly here, and we're going to go this way. Hi, Rhonda. Yes, you're right. It likely would have been easier if I'd had it flipped over. It would have been easier to see, and lesson learned, I think, there. So now all we have to do is assemble our envelope. So you can use a couple of different adhesives. You can use your tear-in tape, or you can use your Seal Plus. And I quite like my Seal Plus. So I am going to run it down here. Like that. This is a really strong adhesive and on a roller, and then stick it down like that. Now look at that. Ta-da! Makes me happy. It's coming together. The one flap is a little bigger than the other. I'm going to use the bigger one for the closure, for the actual where the card's going in. So we're going to seal this up with Seal Plus as well. And just that easily, we have a card all made for, here, I'll do it this way, for our card, our envelope, pardon me, all made for our card. Now, I can hear some of you saying, what? You can't write on that. Well, if you had a silver Sharpie or a gold Sharpie, you could. But what you can also do is you can use an address label. So if you know, these labels that you can get, if you could put that on and write on that as well. And that would work equally well. So that's that envelope, but I said that I was going to show you something else with this and with this piece of paper here that we cut off the excess. And what we're going to do, this is really, really easy, and it's just barely wide enough, but I think it will work. I'm going to bring in the regular seal now. I always used to, and I do love it. I used to use this to do it, but the moisture from the liquid glue soaks through and it makes this get sticky. So I've learned that that's maybe not such a good idea. Now I'm working with white on white, so let's see if I can put a little contrast here, and we'll slide this down. And so I'm just doing the outer edges of the envelope flap. Well, I got a little crooked there. Need a snail driver's license. It's a good thing they don't have one. I might fail it. So now I'm just going to fasten this here. I don't want to waste any, and because this, when it sticks down, it's going to be stuck. I am getting it in position by keeping my fingers in here so it doesn't go down until I'm ready. So I'm lining up those edges and that edge. Hi, Sue. Welcome aboard. And now all I have to do is bring in my snips, cut that flap, just trim it away. And you can see that this is another quick and easy way to make your envelope match and make it look kind of special as it comes in the mail. So we've got this one. So this would look, this is just your regular, I think it's called a number 10 envelope, and it's just dressing the envelope up that you have and it matches the card. Or this is making your own envelope. So either way, just fun ways to present your Slimline cards. So I hope you enjoyed that, and take care. Bye-bye.